What is going on? Beyond the break here, back with our weekly eBay purchases for the week. So as you guys can see, we've been buying a lot of cards of late. No real set strategy right now, just buying what we like. That usually is on a month-to-month basis. We will switch up the strategy based off what PSA is offering, but also just what kind of season it is, whether it's towards the off season for certain sports or just picking up for certain sports. But right now, we're just buying what we like. We'll say we do plan on slowing down the raw card purchases. We have a lot of orders right now at PSA. So kind of waiting for those to come back so we can kind of get back into the PSA reveals. But for now, we'll walk through what we've been buying. Like I mentioned, no real set strategy, but really just focusing on what we like. And kind of just, I guess, for future PSA submissions, hopefully will be long-term holds. So just to start things off, we have a Bobby Witt Jr. Gold Cup out of $3.99. This was, his cards are actually more pricier now. Probably will slow down buying his cards for a little bit. But I have a handful that I've been picking up. Here's another one, Bobby Witt Gold Cup X-Fractor. Something that I will say we've been focusing on is we are putting an order together for a lot of these second-year cards for these players. We usually eye up one or two players for each Gold Cup or Topps Chrome Gold Cup cards. Last year was Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez. This year, we've been buying a handful of Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson, the ones with the Gold Cups. So this one is out of 150. Here are two Tyrese Maxey rookies. One's the green mosaic, and the other's the pink. A Nikolai Jokic Stargazing. This is numbered to 99. A Vince Carter Orange. I think this is labeled to 49. Yep. Another one of those Corbin Carroll. This is the purple out of 250. A Chris Middleton. He's had a pretty good career. This is the pink Pulsar. This is out of 42. Here's a pretty nice steal. This is a Hassan Reddick. Obviously, he's in the news as of late for holding out with the Jets, but this is a rookie auto out of, I want to say it's out of 49. We got this for $5. I thought just between the color match, the auto, the rookies, had a great career to start. It's under the Panini rewards now. I'm hoping that just wasn't pulled off and put back on, but for $5, I couldn't say no to that. Love this Stargazing, this year's Stargazing. This is the Kevin Durant Fast Break. This is not numbered. A Juan Soto Topps Finest out of 99. Future is bright. A Blue Sapphire Bobby Witt Gold Cup. Lamar Jackson Obsidian Red. This is numbered to 90. Love tie-dye. Anything I can get tie-dye for. This is Stephon Diggs snapshots these are out of 25, I believe. Yep, all tie-dyes are out of 25. And then a Julio Rodriguez out of 99 from the newest Topps Finest. This is the purple, I believe. Next stack. A Yordan Alvarez green. This is numbered to 99. A Drake London rookie from Elite. This is numbered to 399. LeBron James Pink Ice. Like I mentioned, Gunnar Henderson's in one. Those are the second-year cards we're going to start focusing on. This is just the Prism. And this one is the Aqua, I want to say, out of 199. Another Corbin Carroll Prism. A Brett Favre Stadium Clone Refractor. An Adley Rutschman Rookie and Gold Cup. This is out of 150. This was probably more of a PC buy. Jimmy Rollins X-Fractor out of 250. This is so cool. Out of 250. We have a Troy Gloss out of 170 gold. And immediately when I saw this, I don't know why that did not come through the pictures. But it's a shame. Gold. And then a couple of cards here. A Gridiron's King Optic Prism. Drew Brees. This is the Logo Fractor Bobby Witt. And then this was a cool Jerome Bennis out of 3,500 with Cordell Stewart on the other side. Run and gun. And then we did pick up 2 purchases. Like I mentioned, buying a lot of this. We have a lot of color that we're submitting. And I also just picked this one up. You know, someone was selling it for 90. I think it was auction style for 90 bucks. I offered him 70, he accepted. You know, these actually have been going for 150, 120, so offered 70, you never know, and he accepted it. So don't know if I will sell it. I think this is more of a long-term hold. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of color of this card, so submitting it all in one order actually. Now it's for a later video, but definitely want to start collecting this as much as I can and for more long-term holds. And then lastly, the last pickup here. This is a LaDainian Tomlinson PSA 9 X-Fractor. This is number 250. I got this in auction for $17. Can you believe it's 17 bucks? A short print like this out of 250 for $17, I couldn't believe it. I looked up comps for this. Others for PSA 9 go for around 50 to 60. I think this is even more. I think, you know, these short prints are, especially PSA 9s, I think 9s are severely undervalued right now. I've been buying up a lot of 9s lately and honestly been listing a few, and they've been selling for a lot more than what I usually get them for. So 9s, don't turn your backs on 9s. But all right, like usual, I will go through the raw cards and go through which ones are gradable, the percentage based off the amount we bought, and then kind of go through some of the ones that we aren't setting and reasons why. Okay, so out of the 29 cards that we purchased, 20 came back gradable. Now, that is good. You know, we like to be in that 60 to 75-ish% range, hopefully, when it comes to buying like we do when it auction style from these consigners. Now, I will say when we say gradable, for the most part, we obviously are hoping for 10s. Some we will submit because, you know, whether it's the purchase of a PSA 9 or we just feel like we want to see that in a 9, it'd be easier to sell. Whatever it is, we consider gradable anything between a 9 and a 10. So I do want to make that a point that we don't think all these would be PSA 10s. So quickly going over the gradable ones. Diving into this, the Corbin Carrolls, actually all the Corbin Carrolls you'll see, they are great. You know, some centering issues, left to right, a little bit thicker on the left sometimes with these top chromes, but for the most part, you know, we feel that it's not enough to not get a PSA 10. The Bobby Witt X-Fractor, this was clean, no issues there. Like I mentioned, the Corbin Carrolls, again, like you just see it's a little bit thicker on the left and the right, but for the most part, clean. The Chris Middleton Pink Pulsar out of 42, this was clean. The Hassan Reg, this is a good example. We think this is more of a 9. Left to right, you can see it's a little bit thicker on the left and the right. There was a little bit of a white spot too, down below. So, but again, we feel that's deemable for at least a 9. This Stargazing Fast Break, clean. The Juan Soto Insert Future So Bright out of 99, this was clean. Here's one where debatable. I don't think centering is the only thing that we found that was off. You can see a little bit to the left and a little bit thicker on the bottom here. But with the color match and stuff, we still might not send immediately, might hold on to it for the long run, but something that we deem gradable outside of that little bit of centering, so at least a 9. The Stefan Diggs tie-dye out of 25. I think this was, we definitely set at least a 9 for this one. I think there was one tiny dimple right there, so I think that would at least give it a 9 outside chance of a 10, depending on the grader at times. The Julio Rodriguez purple out of 99, X-Fractor, clean. The Jordan, no issues here. You know, again, centering maybe a little bit, especially on the back, it's more noticeable. On the front, I think centering was much better on the front. The Drake London Red out of 399, clean. The LeBron James Pink Ice, centering was perfect here. Sometimes the centering can be definitely top to bottom, we've noticed for these prisms, but no issues there. Both Gunnar Hendersons were clean. The Corbin Carroll Prism, clean. The Brett Favre, there are some spots I think we can get off with a cloth or something. I just have to do a little bit cleaning touch up before, but at least a 9 outside chance of a 10. The Adley Rutschman, no issues here, clean. the Bobby Witt Jr. logo fractor clean. And then this was clean. Centering was great. Again, this would probably lean more of a 9. Centering was actually really good here. Saw no issues. I think just with these darker corners, you might see a touch of white down below here in the bottom right. Other than that, I think outside chance of a 10, maybe more likely a 9. As for the non-gradable ones, the Bobby Witt out of 399 had a scratch here. You can see it down here. So obviously that will mark that down well below a 9, potentially 8 or 7. Both maxis, unfortunately, just had too many dimples in the back. Noticed that with a lot of the mosaics. So you see a couple dimples there. This one, not so much, but again, one that I just don't feel comfortable sending. Right there, a larger dimple and one right there. The Nikola Jokic out of 99 Stargazing. I think this is the red. Unfortunately, just too much whitening for my liking down below here, both corners. The Vince Carter was clean, centering was no problem, but just when you look at the back, it's just one large print line all the way through. Yeah, all the way through here. So for a card like this, we want to be certain it would gem, and that just, I don't think that's too much of a risk there. The Lamar, this one's iffy. I'm not sure what I'll do with this just yet. Setting was great, no scratching whatsoever. I mean, look how clean that is. Such a cool card. I'm obsessed with Obsidians. But and the back was clean. Especially with these, it's a bit of a thicker card, so you definitely want to take a closer look. A lot more potential dimples there. More just this corner. Let me see if I can get it in there. Right there, yeah, you see a little bit of like a nick. So maybe a 9. Just I still don't think it's worth seeing it in a 9. I would want this in a 10. So who knows what I'll do with it just yet. And then the last two cards, just wear and tear as usual. These cheap Leafs. Such a cool card, but just one of these things where it actually was fairly clean, much cleaner than I thought. I think it has an outsized chance of a 9, but just something I don't want to see in a 9. I don't want to take that risk. Especially with newer cards. If I send it along with newer cards, we might get an 8 or 7. Who knows? And then, as typical for these optics, just a couple more scratch marks than I would like, and then a little bit too much whitening in the corners on top of the scratches. So. And then I already showed you the gloss. I didn't even take it out of the case because I probably will just sell it like this, but just too much whitening in that corner. So, but there you have it. Like I said, we will most likely hold off buying raw for the time being. We might, buy here and there, but for the time being, we're just waiting for some orders. Right now, we currently have 4 currently at PSA, and then 2 I think we're sending out within this week. So, a lot more PSA reveals along the way. Other videos you'd like to see, please leave a comment. As usual, like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.